largest corporations, they're buying it in mass, but the price is going down, which means they're just setting up the common man to fail.
And the thought process behind central banks is, again, there's short-term thinking, there's long-term thinking. And even though they're making policy short-term, they're long-term, they're buying for the long term.
The common man or woman, the mindset when they see red in the markets is different.
And there could be one day when I wake up and the whole economic system has collapsed, or they go to digital currency or some crazy thing, and all of a sudden I'm going to go, you know what? I don't care what I paid for that. I'm glad I have it, which is exactly what the central banks are doing right now.
Central banks are dumping dollars, gold is exploding, and Wall Street doesn't want you to know why. This is the SoundMoney Podcast Cutdown. 10 minutes, jam-packed with the news you need to hear right now.
The very people who are printing the money are the ones that are buying up the most gold and silver. You got to ask, why are they doing that? Because they know the gig's going to be up at some point. How long it lasts, I have no idea. But the bottom line is, they just know they need to be holding this stuff for the long term, right? They're not planning on liquidating it tomorrow. They're not looking at price saying, hey, we hope we can get 6,000 out of this or 5,900 out of this. What they're looking at today is they're looking at the price is going down. They can buy more for the dollars that they have. They can have more in their holdings, and they know when the whole thing implodes, they're going to be sitting on a lot of metal they bought at a discount along the way because the price is going down. Right? That's what they're doing.
They embrace dollar cost averaging, right? They see today as an opportunity. But let's dive in for a minute, Zach, because the common man or woman, the mindset when they see red in the markets is different. And what does that look like, right? Why is it the common man and woman, when prices are on sale, don't dollar cost average when the rest of the world, that smart money, does?
Well, the problem's fear. That's a lot of people look at gold and silver like they do a stock. And so they see the price of it and they're like, okay, I want to buy here, and then I want it to go up, and then I'm going to sell here. So when they see the price dropping, the fear kicks in and they go, oh, if I buy now, the price might go down, and then I liquidate, and then I lose money. But that is not what gold and silver are. They're not a stock on the stock market. And most people, by the way, most people who play the stock market, this is what happens. Okay. So if price is $59 today on gold and silver and it's going down, people will wait. It'll bottom out somewhere. Let's say it bottoms out somewhere around 50. This is a hypothetical, right? Let's say it finds a really hard floor of $50. And people could have bought at 59. Right? And got a great deal at 59, but then it goes to 50. They go, oh, but it would have been better if I'd have bought at 50. There isn't an algorithm on planet Earth today that can time that bottom and buy right at 50. Then that price is going to start going back up. Let's say it goes back up to 70. Here's what will happen. People will watch that number blow right through 59, where they could have bought on the way down and should have bought if they'd have been dollar cost averaging. They waited till it got to 50. And then all of a sudden price started to go back up, and they go, oh my gosh, it's going up. I don't want to miss it. So then they buy it at 79, and then it hits a ceiling and it comes back down to retest that 50 number. And then they sell at 52 after they bought at 79, when they could have bought at 59 and just held it. But that's what human nature does, is when non-sophisticated people who are not running these very expensive algorithms and spending every waking moment studying all the analysis and the charts and everything, the average person, when they try to time the market, they always end up buying super high, and then they panic sell on the way down. It corrects and goes right back up. They panic buy back in at the top, and they're in this relentless loop where they buy high and sell low. And you're supposed to do the opposite. So if you're just dollar cost averaging and you're always buying, no matter where the market is, in a market that has never been on a long-term down, gold and silver, you go back and look at the charts for gold and silver from the very beginning when they started charting gold and silver, it has never been on a long-term down. It's always been on a long-term up. So guess what? If you're buying, no matter whether the price is coming down or whether the price is coming up over the long term, the market says you're going to win.
What I would say, the common man who becomes wealthy maximizes that in all aspects of life. They learn how to be disciplined about things and to not get caught up in the noise, and to just set it and forget it, right? Just buy every single month, right? Buy every paycheck. And that's how you always win.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's always been on and up. It's always been on and up.
And by the way, any of those people who aren't buying every month, which there's not very many of them, do you know what those other people do who are sophisticated? They just wait for the deals.
Yeah.
So when silver's floating around 65 last week, and then all of a sudden it hits 59, they go, hey, it's on sale. They bought. Right? When the common person goes, oh man,
Maybe it's going lower.
Is it going to go lower? I'm going to wait for a deal. I'm going to wait for a deal. And those other people, they do that several times a month. They go, oh, it's a deal. Buy some. Right? Oh, it's a deal. Buy some.
So we all have friends, right? Or a family member who thinks they are the best buyer in the world. They always get a deal, right? I don't care if it's for a head of broccoli or if it's for a sandwich, right? They got to have a coupon. They're going to know how to get the deal. That person typically, yeah, they might get a deal on a bag of groceries, Zach. But those same people never become wealthy because every time there's an opportunity that comes up for a piece of property, for a business opportunity or a piece of building, they always see it for the price it was a decade ago, right? They always look at it and say, well, that property sold for $100,000 a couple years ago. I know, and it's for $300,000 now. But if I could get it for $100,000, then I'd buy it.
It'll go back down. It'll go back down.
It'll go back down. It's always the thing, right? I look at this gold and silver. I look at this opportunity, and I go, the people who use, for example, people that use our SoundMoney wallet, who have it set up on autopilot and buy $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $200 a month, $50 a month. It don't matter. They are winning today because they're getting it at 40% off of the all-time high. And you said it, the chart always goes like this over time. So guess what? They're going to
look at it.
They bought it today.
I look at gold and silver as it's a one-time buy for me. I'm putting the money in to buy gold or silver with the philosophy of I don't care what I'm paying today. My question is, can I keep it? I don't want to liquidate. I don't care if the price of gold goes up. I don't care if the price of gold goes down. I don't ever want to liquidate my gold because what I know for me, what it is insurance, right? And so I buy it no matter what the price is. I especially love it when it goes down because I buy it knowing that I'm not spending my grocery money on it because I have lots of time to wait it out and my kids have lots of time to wait it out. And there could be one day when I wake up and the whole economic system has collapsed or they go to digital currency or some crazy thing. And all of a sudden I'm going to go, you know what? I don't care what I paid for that. I'm glad I have it, which is exactly what the central banks are doing right now. They don't care what they're paying for it. They're just going to be glad they have it the day they need it.
I love that because I count my gold and silver not in dollars. I count it in ounces.
Ounces. Yep.
I'll always have, right? Like same as you, right? I buy it because it's the ultimate hedge for me. And I buy it in ounces and I store it in ounces and I think about it in ounces because the day I'll worry about the price of it the day that I ever that I have to sell it, right? And thank goodness in my life I haven't had to sell it, right? But for other people, when they have had to sell it, guess what? Most of the time, if you're able to hold it for a period of time, you're the beneficiary. It's just all there is to it. And I love that, Zach. And by the way, I'm going to tell our listeners, just because we know these lessons doesn't mean we don't screw it up. Like I know this lesson, right? Like, sitting on ground that I overpaid for, I'm glad I overpaid for. We have a building up the freeway to 14 miles. We way overpaid for it a decade ago. We paid at the time, I think we paid like $200,000 an acre. And at the time we way overpaid and we were like, this is ridiculous. And everybody in town thought we were ridiculous. We got offered $1 million an acre for it recently, right?
Yeah, I think at the time dirt was going for like 120 an acre.
Yeah.
In that area, right? And we paid over two.
And
people are like, you guys are dumb.
And a decade later, it's worth $1 million an acre. And we've turned down offers for that, right?
And it's had cash flow for the last 10 years.
Yeah. But we know that we know these principles, right? My brother and you and a couple other buddies still razz me because I tried to buy a property a couple years ago that I really wanted, like a property I really wanted. And I felt like the price was too high and we haggled over $150,000 for 2 weeks. And during that 2 weeks, somebody else bought it over $150,000 difference on $1.5 million. And guess what? Gosh dang it. I'll never let it happen again because it still eats me every time I drive by that I let that go for haggling over. Because again, if you look at the 10-year version of you in 10 years in the future, would he ever be mad that he overpaid by 130,000, 150,000? No. The 3-year version of me already wants to kick myself in the butt, right? And so same thing here when we talk about gold and silver, right? Buy the dips, baby. It's a discount.
That was just the beginning. The full episode goes deeper. Real numbers, real stories, real strategy. Don't get left behind while the smart money is stacking gold. Hit the link, watch the full Sound Money podcast right now, because when the dollar falls, the prepared win.